Andrew used to think he had to prove himself to be loved. He texted back instantly, bought flowers after every fight, apologized, even when he wasn't wrong. And yet, he kept seeing the same look in her eyes: disinterest, disrespect, distance. One night, after she laughed in his face during a serious conversation, something snapped, but instead of yelling, he said nothing. He just breathed and walked out. That was the night Andrew stopped performing and started leading, not her, but himself. That was the night he found Stoicism. The reason she doesn't respect you, and how Stoicism fixes it. Let's not sugarcoat this. If she doesn't respect you, she will never love you the way you deserve. You might still be in the relationship. You might still get the kisses, the "I love you" texts, the weekend plans. But deep down, you feel it. Her tone, her energy, the subtle eye rolls, the dismissive remarks, the way she interrupts, the way she tests you in public, the way she never fully chooses you. And if you're honest with yourself, you've felt this before. Maybe with someone else. Maybe again and again. You keep showing up, giving more, doing everything right, but it never earns what you want most: her respect. Here's what no one told you. Respect isn't earned by being nice. It's not earned by texting back fast, buying flowers, being emotionally available, or showing her how different you are from all the other guys. Respect comes from how you lead yourself, how you carry yourself, how you enforce your standards, and that's where most men fail. You can't ask for respect. You command it, without needing to. And that's where Stoicism becomes your edge. See, most men are trained to chase affection. We're raised to believe that if we're good enough, patient enough, expressive enough, then we'll be chosen. But what if I told you that being too available, too reactive, too emotional is exactly why she doesn't respect you? Let's look at the reality. She doesn't respect the man who needs her to feel okay. She doesn't respect the man who overexplains himself. She doesn't respect the man who's always just checking in. She doesn't respect the man who can't take a joke, who gets flustered under pressure, who tries to talk his way into closeness. She respects the man who moves with calm. She respects the man who listens more than he talks. She respects the man who doesn't need to win every emotional exchange. She respects the man who can say no without apology, who can set boundaries without yelling, who can walk away from drama without a single raised voice. That is the man Stoicism builds. Because Stoicism teaches you the art of inner command. You stop being pulled around by emotions. You stop reacting to her moods. You stop explaining yourself to gain reassurance. Instead, you build stillness. Silence, presence, power. A Stoic man doesn't need her to agree with him to feel validated. He doesn't need to control her behavior to feel secure. He doesn't chase her texts or her attention. He is rooted, anchored, directed by values, not validation. That's when she starts watching you differently. That's when her tone softens. That's when her eyes light up. That's when she leans in, instead of pulling away, because she feels it. She doesn't have to guess where you stand. She doesn't have to manage your emotions. She doesn't feel your neediness underneath your compliments. She feels a man who is complete, with or without her, and ironically, that's when she wants to be near you more. But you don't do this to win her back. You do it to win yourself back. Because when you're constantly being tested, constantly walking on eggshells, constantly giving more to receive less, you're not in a relationship. You're in a negotiation with your self-worth. You've abandoned your masculine core. You've traded strength for comfort, presence for panic, standards for survival. So how do you shift? You stop explaining. You start observing. You stop trying to fix everything she feels. You start managing your own reactions. You stop giving to be liked. You start giving from overflow. You stop over-communicating. You start embodying, Every day you wake up and anchor to your code. You build your body, you train your mind, you journal your patterns, you breathe through conflict, you walk away from nonsense, you laugh without needing permission, you speak truthfully, not tactically. And when the moment comes, when she pushes, when she tests, when she flirts with chaos, you stay still. You don't fight her energy. You let it pass. You don't meet her fire with fire. You stay grounded, calm, directed. That's when she respects you, not because you forced her to, but because you've become unshakable. And if she doesn't, you don't beg, you don't chase, you don't explain, you walk. Because a man who lives in alignment with his values never fears rejection. He fears self-betrayal. This is the shift from nice guy to grounded man, from reactive to still, from over-explaining to over-delivering. Now you begin to notice the difference in every area of life. Your friendships change. You stop tolerating low-effort energy. You stop chasing laughs and start building legacy. At work, you stop trying to be liked and start being respected. You don't entertain gossip. You don't fight over credit. You let your discipline speak. Even strangers feel it. Your tone, your walk, your eye contact, your silence. People can feel when a man has done the work, when he no longer performs for attention. This is what Stoicism gives you. Gravity? Your presence becomes weight. Your words become sharp. Your actions become predictable, not boring, but consistent. You train not to look good, but to feel ready. You read not to impress, but to stay sharp. You rest not out of laziness, but recovery. You lead yourself so you can lead others, and you don't explain this journey to everyone. Most won't get it. That's fine. You don't need them to, because you're not here for their approval. You're here to become the man you promised yourself you'd be. That man is strong, still, focused, calm, present. And when she sees him, when anyone sees him, they feel it. And if she leaves, you let her. If she doesn't see the value, you don't need to prove it. If she tests your standards, you don't bend them. Because your masculinity isn't dependent on her response. It's rooted in your consistency. You don't ask, what does she want me to be? You ask, who have I committed to becoming? And every day you align with that version of you. That version isn't desperate. That version doesn't flinch. That version doesn't fold just to feel wanted. He creates value in silence. He attracts by presence. He doesn't audition. He simply arrives. Because when a man fully owns his energy, fully lives his principles, fully leads his life, he doesn't chase respect. He breathes it. If you're still reading this, comment, I lead with silence, and let's build this movement together. This is Stoic Reign. Subscribe, anchor in. Let's build the kind of presence that doesn't just win attention. It earns reverence.